How do I know if a man really cares about me? This is going to sound incredibly simplistic, but it's true. It works. Believe me when I say it works. A man will treat you exactly how he feels about you. This is no different than when we think of friendships or co-worker situations. I can think of an example that I had a former friend, and I don't know if you've ever been in a friendship where you get to the point where the two of you have been friends for a while and then you start wondering, why am I still friends with her? What is the point of this relationship? Why are we still hanging out? And in this case, I was friends with someone, and it seemed like whenever something was happening in my life, I was sick, or I was going through a breakup, or, I was having a bad day at work or whatever, I would call her and either she didn't pick up the phone, or, she would hear my story, hear my complaint or whatever, and then brush it off and tell me all about everything that was happening in her life. But when she was going through something, I was supposed to drop everything and listen to exactly what she said, what she was going through, and be there to help her feel better. Like, I don't know if you've ever had a relationship like that. It is the same when it comes to romantic relationships. Again, a man will treat you how he feels about you. So if he treats you like an option, as in his phone calls and text messages aren't consistent, then you are an option. You're being treated like one. Whenever he has no one else to talk to, no one else to go out with, nothing else to do, then he will text you or he will call you. If you're in a situation where someone is taking advantage of you, like he's a deadbeat, frankly, and you're the one who's always paying, then he will call you or he will text you when he wants to do something that requires money or when he wants to try out a new restaurant. If you are with someone who really loves attention, then he will be with you whenever there are situations in which he can get loads of attention. He wants you to come with him to a work party so that you can see how accomplished that he is, or any other type of thing where he can show off, watch him play basketball or any type of thing like that. If a man cares about you, he will treat you as if he cares about you. So if a man cares about you, the conversation isn't 100% about him. Like, there's conversation, equal flow, back and forth. If a man cares about you, then he is consistent. I know that consistency is not the sexiest thing that we can talk about in a relationship, but it is the most important. A man who truly cares about you is consistent. He consistently calls you, he consistently texts you. You don't have to wonder whether or not he dropped off the face of the earth or if he ghosted you. Because, yeah, there's one thing, someone has a busy day and they fall asleep at the end of the day and they don't call you. But then in the morning, they get up and they say, hey, fell asleep, long day. They apologize and they go back to their consistency. That is completely different than someone who you never know when you're going to talk to them. You never know when they're going to be available. And then you have to bring it up before you get some lame BS apology. If a man cares about you, then he talks to you about things that are important to him. He shows some vulnerability because he expects you to be around. So he goes beyond the surface stuff. If a man cares about you, he respects your boundaries. A lot of women come to me because I work with mostly Christian women. So I have women who come to me all the time with the sex question. You know, I dated someone, we got together, everything seemed fine, and then they constantly started bringing up getting physical. How should I deal with this? Well, in a perfect role, you're only meeting men who are aligned with that. If you're celibate, they're also celibate too, or if you're a virgin, they're a virgin too, all of that. But let's say that doesn't happen. A man who cares about you, if you are committed, to living a certain lifestyle, if you are committed to certain boundaries with your body and what you do with your body, then a man who cares about you is going to respect that. If he doesn't, this is not about whether or not you're too religious. This is not about whether or not you are a prude. This is not about whether or not you are just too modest. This is about someone who doesn't have respect for you and for your boundaries. Because if someone can't deal with that, then they would either A, exit and just tell you that, like, they can't deal with that, or let me rephrase that. The respectful thing in a relationship would be to say either A, you know, that's not something I can do. That's not something I'm comfortable with. I can't wait like that, and I'm going to respectfully leave this relationship. Or they're going to say, B, that they respect your boundaries and that you're worth waiting for and that they will do that. What's disrespectful and someone who doesn't care about you and doesn't mind disrespecting you is that they'll keep bringing it up and they'll keep trying to pressure you into something that you don't want to do. So, this is how you know whether or not a man cares about you. He acts like he cares about you. If he does not act like he cares about you, it's because he doesn't care. He's not confused. He's not immature and needs to grow up. Grown men know what they're doing. And you can do what you want with that. If you decide that you're okay with someone disrespecting your boundaries, if you decide that you're okay with someone being inconsistent because you just want someone, whether they're consistent or not, um, I can't tell you what to do with that. I'm not here to judge you, but just know before you set yourself up for that heartache that when a person cares, they treat you as if they care.